Sean Massey here with Alex Hawkridge.
About 12 years ago, 13 years ago, I was first diagnosed with diabetes. I did have the major heart attack after I was diabetic, and diabetes led to me being diagnosed with peripheral neuropathy. So I had 3 chronic illnesses: heart disease, diabetes and peripheral neuropathy.
Before you were diagnosed with diabetes, were you typically a healthy person, active?
Pretty sure that I was leading a healthy lifestyle. But no one had ever told me about the importance of food. But diabetes is an insidious disease. You're very vulnerable. Your immune system when you're diabetic is never as strong as it was before.
Before you started at Atmanjai, what were the numbers like? Your weight, blood pressure?
And I talked to Atmanjai, to Michael Massey, and he said, well, look, you know, if you're prepared to start on our pre-cleanse diet right away, the longer you're on it, the better. So he sent me the details of that. It was essentially raw, a fruit juice for breakfast. I had a green smoothie in the afternoon, purely, no fruit mixed in it, just green leaf vegetable. And I ate salad at lunchtime, and so I'd found out that key to getting a recovery was to turn my body from being highly acidic to being alkaline. And the only way to do that is to stop eating meat, taking dairy products and so on, and eating raw. My blood pressure started coming down from the first week that I was on this. And my blood glucose was coming down as well. So much so that after 2 weeks on it, I thought, after talking to Michael at Atmanjai, he said, well, look, you know, I'm not going to advise you to stop taking medication. He said, but monitor yourself, and if you think your readings are getting low, cut your dosage. By the time I finished my 7 weeks, my blood pressure had come down from 190 over 120 over 85, and my blood glucose was down to in the 5s, pretty consistently, 5.5, 5.7, 5.8. By the time I finished my program at Atmanjai, which was a 30-day program, my weight was down from 129.7 kilos, which it was when I started my pre-cleanse, 95.4 kilos. The strange thing about it is I don't know, I can't put a finger on exactly what's made the biggest difference. But I think everything that's involved in the pre-cleanse, the program at Atmanjai, which is very intensive, I mean much more intensive than I expected, and it goes past in a heartbeat. It's over so quickly. And yeah, you don't feel great, but you know it's part of the process. And you just look at your results, and that's all the motivation you need.
Now, throughout your pre-cleanse, were you still seeing your doctors?
I saw my doctor only once. I saw him before I started, and just to get him to do my readings, and they confirmed what I had at home. So I knew that my own blood pressure readings and my blood glucose readings were reliable. And the startling thing was just how quickly it started to come down. Just switching to raw, within a week I was seeing changes. And he said, well, okay, well, we'll do your blood glucose. And he nearly fell off his chair. He was just, what have you been doing? And I told him I'd been doing a raw food diet. He then did my blood pressure, and he just said, well, this is amazing. That's before I came to Atmanjai. So when I go back, I mean, I look entirely different. People say that I'm almost unrecognizable.
I have a list here of the medications. Prior to Atmanjai, you were taking medication for blood pressure, diabetes, neuropathy, anxiety, sleeping tablets, testosterone, and aspirin.
Also had some sexual dysfunction as well. There's no cure in what's being prescribed, and the longer you live, the more medication and the more symptoms get treated, so the longer the prescriptions goes. I know people who are on 20, I'm not joking, 20 different drugs a day. You know, diabetics have a cure, but it's their own immune system. And If they can just get their bodies into the right condition, it will work for everybody.
So how is your lifestyle impacted by the medications and physical implications of your diabetes?
I mean, in every way. I just didn't have the stamina, the energy levels. I suffered from mood swings, depression at one point, and anxiety. The anxiety medication does seem to take off the edge of anxiety. But you get rid of anxiety when you're healthy.
Yeah.
So the two go hand in hand.
Could you tell us about your experience and the process you underwent at Atmanjai?
Yeah, the first week that I came was pretty much a continuation of what I've been doing.
Yeah.
I was on raw, just papaya in the morning, and then a salad at lunchtime, much smaller than I'd been used to at home. And then another, and in the evening, I could have a soup, which was a clear broth, but you could add various things to it, like garlic, turmeric, cayenne, ginger, Himalayan sea salt, all things which have health benefits in their own right. And it made quite a tasty dish. And just that small change, that small shift from the raw that I'd been having in England to the raw I was having out here, kind of boosted my results, and my blood pressure came down even more, and so did my blood glucose. And my immune system was obviously getting much stronger because I did that 7 weeks and plus that week. So I'd got 2 months of really just working on boosting my immune system. And then I had to go into the fast, which was going to be, I think, 2 weeks to start with. It ended up being over 3 weeks. But when you come to Atmanjai, probably the biggest shock is that you have a 14-litre Colima, which is a coffee, and I think it's mixed with vinegar, apple cider vinegar, organic apple cider vinegar. And that takes most people about 45 minutes. It was taking me more like an hour and a half.
Yeah.
I found it really, really, probably the hardest part of the whole thing. But it does get easier over time. And then in the evening, there was a garlic-based Colima, 14 litres again. So you're clearing out toxins and you're cleaning your system, and that's where the real healing starts to happen. Yeah. So, and I've read a lot, I've seen a lot of informative documentaries on the subject, and now I know that Western healthcare doesn't work. So, yeah, we don't have to be meat eaters. We're not equipped with claws or fangs to tear our prey apart. So they're practicing the diet which can't help you, can only make things get worse because they're combining the wrong foods. Also, I didn't realize that microwaving foods that are wrongly combined can cause carcinogens in the body. I'm actually going home to a freezer full of these diabetic dinners, and they're just going to have to go straight in my skip. So when you've been through a coma and intensive care, this is a walk in the park. This really isn't hard at all. The prospects, if you don't do something about it now, are just grim, beyond description.
Okay. Sean Massey here with Alex Hawkridge. Thank you very much, Alex.
Pleasure.